Hey guys, I thought I'd shoot another video around gratitude. I've really been enjoying this component of the challenge, and I really think it has actually helped me tremendously. And I wanted to see, again, a little more feedback from you and how it's gone in your lives. But before we do that, guys, I thought it might help if I got into some of the science around gratitude, why we put this in the challenge to begin with, and just some of the research that I've done over the last week, looking up some of the literature surrounding gratitude. The first thing to state, guys, is there's nothing definitive. A lot of the literature in psychology or the health sciences, it's hard to find definitive science and trials that have been well controlled and can say with certainty this is the way things are. But in saying that, there is definitely a growing body of evidence that increased gratitude is associated with a number of positive things like decreased levels of depression, increased happiness and well-being, an ability to fall asleep better in the evening and sleep more soundly through the night, decreased levels of chronic pain and stress, and a number of other things. I don't have to keep rambling on, but I saw a lot of association in some of the literature to all those things. So it kind of helps to know why this might be the case and what's going on there. First and foremost, guys, if you're not familiar, there's a portion of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, and it's basically your cognitive or your thinking portion of your brain. And what happens is when we put more time and deliberate practice into gratitude and actually sit down, slow down, and write and reflect and think about what we're grateful for, we actually do some rewiring in that prefrontal cortex, and it gives us an ability to deflect and shield negative thoughts. And then that, of course, guys, obviously allows that individual to have more happiness and experience higher levels of stress without necessarily being weighed down or getting sad or depressed. So that's quite exciting, guys. There's actually, again, a lot of research showing that there's actual physical changes in the plasticity of the brain from doing this formal gratitude. And there's also a secondary component to it, guys. There's something that's called serotonin and dopamine. These are neurotransmitters of the brain, and they're essentially the things that make you feel good. Without these neurotransmitters being present, people typically suffer from things like depression, and it can get worse than that. A lot of the antidepressant drugs are stimulating the release of serotonin and dopamine in your brain. Well, it's been strongly associated with formal gratitude practice that you can increase the levels of serotonin and dopamine in your brain, and therefore obviously feel better and have better overall well-being. Ultimately, guys, one of the things that I found most interesting about all the literature is there's definitely an association to increase gratitude with a longer, healthier life. And who doesn't want that? I'm really interested to see how it's going for you guys. I've noticed myself personally that I seem to be able to take some negative thoughts just randomly throughout the day and spin them into positive thoughts. That's one of the things that I've really noticed for myself ever since I started sitting down each morning. I actually deliberately, in my 5 minutes each morning, try and think of one negative thing in my life and try and spin it around to find a means of being grateful for it. And since I've been doing that each day, I've noticed when I'm going throughout my day, if I find something negative in my life, I'm able to kind of quickly shift it in my mind to say, maybe if I looked at it from this other perspective, it doesn't seem so bad, or even better yet, it seems like a positive thing. I can be grateful for it. Please let me know how it's been going for you guys. I've really enjoyed this challenge. I hope your mindset's in a better place.